This hat's gonna end up getting distressed, stressed, and unstressed, and re-stressed, and all that before I get done with it, just like the rest of these. Well, good morning, guys. Welcome to
Papaw'S place.
As always, if this is your first time here, thanks for dropping in. Feel free to drop in anytime you feel, my friend. Guys, Papaw'S place is a little bit about everything. So if you would,
hit that subscribe, hit that notification bell, and follow us on.
guys, I just got me a new hat. Yeah, I did. A brand spanking new hat. Well, guys, I'm sitting out here today and the mail lady pulled up and I got a new hat delivered. But before we talk about this new hat, I'm going to answer some questions about my hats. I get a lot of questions about my hats. So I thought I'd just tell a little hat stories here of where my hats come from and why I got the little style I got. The hat that I get the most questions about is the old palm leaf straw hat right here. Well, I was working in West Texas, and you know West Texas, they have little flea markets and such set up everywhere. And we wasn't working one weekend. I went to a flea market and I seen that hat and I bought it. Well, of course, it didn't come with all them holes in it. And I'm one that always like to distress my hats before I start wearing them, because I cannot stand a new hat and I cannot stand a new pair of shoes or boots. So usually I'll wet them down, leave them outside. Then I go about trying to do my own little shape. Ever since I was a kid, even when I wore caps as a kid, I had my own style that I done to them, because I didn't want a hat like everybody else's looked like. Well, the holes, how them come about, I did shoot this hat a few times, but it wasn't making good enough holes for my liking. So I took a drill and I drilled all them holes in there. But now that hat has been wore so much, the top has done peeled back like a convertible a couple of times. And I took some taxidermy stitching twine and I stitched the top back on a couple of times. Usually I stitch the rims there down just so they can't change, because I leave my hats laying outside, in the truck, wherever. Most of these old hats here, the last 2 or 3 years, they just hang outside under the cover there, and I put them on when I come out in the morning or when I get ready to do something. But it ain't no big story. Somebody asked me one time about it, and I told them I was working in West Texas and I chased a Mexican down to get the hat, and that's where he was shooting at me when I was running away with his hat. So no, that's just a story there. But out of the hats y'all see me wear, the one I had the longest is this little brown hat. And they so wore out, guys, I can't tell y'all what names it ain't nothing to read in there. It's all gone. I don't even know who made this hat or nothing else. But I can tell you, it ain't no expensive hat if I got it. But that in there, I distressed it a little bit. And one thing I do to all felt hats, I try to find one that I like to get started with, and then I distress them myself. But on a felt hat, I got a felt hat trimmer, and I always trim the brims down to about 3 to 3.5 inches. It just depends on the hat. I don't like a big brim hat. That's one thing, this straw hat, I didn't like. Brim's too big on it for me. I got a small head and they just look too big on my head. So I've always trimmed my own felt hats down. I got a black one in the house. Y'all may have seen Colton wear it in some videos. It's going to end up being an outside hat. That's usually the one I had keeping for a clean hat to wear somewhere, but he's done started wearing it. and I cut it down. You can take a little felt cutter and you can cut these hats down. The one I got, you lay it down flat and cut an eighth of an inch off at a time. But this one here was actually purchased here at the local Western store many years ago. Shoot, I'd say that's probably been, that hat there's probably getting close to 20 years old. Now my favorite all-time hat that I've ever owned is this hat right here. Again, I was working in West Texas, and I went in a little boot store out there, and it was in a little old small town, old building, and I bought this hat. This here is actually a Stetson. I can read Stetson, and I can see 4 X's in it. That's all I can see. Well, it looked like a buffalo. But I bought this hat, and I bought me a pair of ostrich skins boots. All of my life growing up, I wanted a pair of ostrich skins boots, and I couldn't afford no boots. But when I went off working, I bought a pair of ostrich skin boots, guys. And back then, I paid $350 for them. I'm sure they doubled that now. But you know them boots are still in there brand new, even after I bought them. I don't like them boots like I thought I would. They comfortable, very comfortable. But them boots ain't been wore 10 times. So who knows, y'all might see me out here when I need a pair of boots. Instead of buying some, they may become my everyday boots. But it was one of them things I always thought I wanted all my life and I couldn't afford, and when I got a pair of them, really didn't care about them. But this has been one of my favorite hats right there. Come from actually I think that was an old Western store in Cotulla, Texas, if I ain't mistaken. Where that hat come from. But anyway, ain't nothing special about the hats. I just always kind of de-stress my own hats before I start wearing them. I hate a brand new hat. But I had one of my viewers reach out to me and said they would like to send me a hat. Well, when I seen that, email, I'm like, yeah. You know, it ain't just many hats that I can wear and do something with. Well, I went to looking through their little website there, and when I seen this hat, if I ain't mistaken, that's called the Drifter Distressed Hat. You can get that in 3 different colors. But when I seen that hat, I'm like, yeah, y'all want to send me a hat, y'all can send me this hat. It comes in 3 different colors, and I'm going to pop some pictures up on screen. You see it's already distressed. And I kind of like this color. This color is odd, but the reason I chose it, it ain't that I like the brown one better. It ain't called brown. I'll pop it on screen, but it's not brown, but it looks brown. That was my favorite color, but my grandpa, when I was a kid, had a hat, yellowish looking color like this. And when I seen it, I said, I want that one right there. Well, you can see it's distressed. I mean, it's got, like around the brim here, I could had it wrapped in leather on one half, and it's done been tore off, and they sewn it, and it ain't none on that side. It's got an old-timey rusty nail, and that's tied in there with a piece of wire. It's already been distressed, looks like it's been sweated around. But yet this hat is still not distressed because it's new stiff hat. A new stiff hat's like a new stiff pair of boots. They got to be broke in. So I will be doing me some modifications to this hat, and y'all will see this hat coming up on a many videos. One of the things I'm not so fond about is this wide hat band. Now I may use this hat band and cut it down, or I might get me a piece of old rope and put around it. But when y'all start seeing this hat, y'all know Papaw'S done some work to it. It's gonna have to go under the steamer. I got a funny shaped head, And the best way I can get a hat to fit my head, especially a felt hat, is steam the crap out of it. Don't be worrying about shaping it. Just steam it, get it good and hot, put it on my head and wear it. And do that a couple times. Like I said, I just have a weird shaped head plus a small head. But a hat straight out of the box just don't fit my head. So I have to do some of my own work on them. So I will be working on that. But that hat right there, guys, come from the American Hat Makers. And I'm going to tell y'all a little story about them after I got to researching them and contacting them back and forth on the emails. This fella in the 1970s, I'm going to just say his first name was Gary, started selling leather works out of his station wagon. Well, then it turned into I don't think the first name of the company was American Hat Makers. It had another name to start out with. But right now, his son has took over, Mr. Garth. It's a family-owned run business, makes hats. And when I say they make hats, they make all kinds of hats. They make hats from the poor boy like me to the pimp in Las Vegas wears. I mean, any kind of hat styles you want. Go on to the American Hat Makers website, and I'll put it right here. Also in the description below this video will be a link to their website. And if I end up getting an affiliated link before I get this video posted, in the description below this video will be an affiliated link y'all can click on. Because like I said, I don't care what kind of style person you are, they got a hat on that website for you. Now back to this hat. This hat just really got my attention. Matter of fact, when I emailed the beautiful lady back, I'm like, if you want to send me a hat, you can send me this hat. Because I don't just wear any kind of hat. I want something that has the old look, old style to start out with. And to me, that hat there I've never seen a hat that was as close, straight out of the box. Now, if you was out there at their store where you could go in, of course, they can shape them, do anything you want for them. But guys, when you order a hat, especially felt hats, well, straw hats too, when they come in, you're going to have to do your own shaping on them. And they got on their website, if you ain't never shaped hats, how to go about shaping your hats and how to clean them and take care of them and all that. Well, this hat won't ever get cleaning just like none of mine. But once we get it to where it fits my head and I like to wear it, and like I said, I'm probably going to do something different about that band. The band looks good. That's a nice band. But I just don't like that wide band. The other problem I'm going to be having is having to keep coating. Coating already seen this hat and tried to take it away from me, guys. He was wanting this new hat. He said, Papa, I want that hat. Papa will see about getting you a hat like that, but this is Papaw'S hat. I'm proud of that hat, guys. But anyway, you go to the American Hat Makers website, if you would, and check out their hats. And if you do order anything, put in their comment down there that Papaw'S sent y'all. But I am proud of that hat. And I'm going to go over here today. I got some other things I've been working on. Like I said, the mail lady just run and I got this out of the box. And I will be wearing this hat in some videos. And y'all can see what I done to distress it a little more. This hat's going to end up getting distressed, stressed, and unstressed, and restressed, and all that before I get done with it, just like the rest of these. But either way, I think that's about the best gift that I've ever received on YouTube from one of my viewers. They reached out to me and asked me could they send the hat, and then let me to choose which one I wanted. So I appreciate it to American Hat Makers. And guys, if I ain't mistaken, they got lifetime warranty on their hats or something or other. Y'all have to go to the website and read all about it. I think they got lifetime warranty on their hats. I bet they won't put a lifetime warranty on this hat the way they see me wearing them, leaving them outside, cooked and wearing them into chicken pens, throwing them on the ground and everything else with it. But anyway, that's just a hat to me. Kind of like on the old Western cowboy movies. Your horse is thirsty, you stick it down the lake, fill it up with water, and give him a drink of water. You ain't worrying about trying to have your old pretty hat. Don't want to get it dirty. Something was wrong with one of my chickens in here, I'd put that chicken in it if it needed a place to lay an egg. Hey, that may be a good way I can distress this hat. Put it in there and let them use it in the chicken nest for about a week, and then get it back out and start wearing it. Nah, I ain't gonna do that, guys. But I just love that hat. I just never seen a hat that was just that close to my likings from the get-go. Sitting here thinking about if I ought to take it out there and shoot it a few times to get started. How many of y'all want to see me shoot this? Y'all put down there in the comments if y'all want me to shoot this hat. Put it on video and shoot some holes in it a few times, kind of break it in a little bit. Alright guys, that's all I'm going to talk about the hat today, but put it in the comments down there. I get enough comments telling me they want me to shoot this hat. We'll put this hat out there on a post and we'll shoot a few holes in it. But as always, hope y'all have a great day, blessed week. Appreciate y'all. See you next time.